I've also heard the argument, which is basically like, it's better to have them still on Twitch versus banning them and they go do it on Rumble or whatever, which is just
Yeah.
completely toxic cesspit. And then if someone goes would watch them on Rumble, if they're deep in the pit already. Like there's no escaping
Yeah.
from that. There's no counterbalancing forces.
It's just the pit.
It's just the pit. And it's like,
Mhm.
is it better to keep people on the mainstream platforms to avoid
Yeah.
that? And it's like, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, yeah, that is like I feel like that is way like that's a political sociological question that is super beyond my pay grade, unfortunately.
Yes, I feel like that's one of the more fundamental questions of the online
Mhm.
ecosystem right now is like,
Yeah.
is it better to just heavily moderate and ban people, or is it better to question mark? I don't know what the other option is, but
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
because not moderate people is also not an answer, because then if it's the platform is just super toxic, then it drives everyone who's the target of that toxicity off the platform already.
Right. Honestly, I do feel like there's some element of an answer in like maybe we don't have an algorithm that feeds on outrage, you know? I feel like it requires like genuinely running experiments to see on what the level of effort is and to what the effect is upon like the users and the people consuming the content and what have you because it's
Yeah,
yeah,
and
it's
like
like
the
mhm.
problem is that those experiments cost money.
They do, and
Like,
as
not
long as
only
it's in
like physically to run the experiment, but like it makes you less money to do it. They did there were some
yeah.
interesting experiments at old Twitter along these
Mm,
lines. I think one of the ones I've heard, uh, probably from 404 Media, is community notes,
mm,
and sort of the algorithms around deciding when a note is right to show on a tweet. And they
mhm,
actually have algorithms that like try and categorize like where people are on the spectrum of opinions, the political spectrum, or just
mm,
their opinions on various topics. And if people on opposite sides of an issue both agree that a note is helpful, then that's a good note, basically. And
mhm.
so they have some of that kind of like trying to
Interesting.
build consensus
Yeah.
algorithms.
Honestly, I feel like that's kind of the way to go about it, quite honest. I would wanna deal it like, I would wanna dig into a really meaty sociological study about, like, consensus moderation and stuff like that before I would give any kind of opinion on this, but
Yeah. But
yeah.
yeah, but of course no one is doing that. Old Twitter was doing some of this because there were a lot of people at Twitter, at old Twitter, that did
Mhm.
care about like how do we actually build a healthy platform and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's also part of probably part of why Twitter wasn't making that much money.